Hi guys, I've got a different camera on my computer, so if it looks like I'm looking sideways or anything odd or unusual, sorry. So we are touching on the energies of last month, the month of May. It was a pretty powerful month. For those of you that watched the video, you have a very good idea of major emotions that were coming up for different people. I got feedback from friends of mine and acquaintances telling me about other people they knew after having watched the video. And sadly, some slipped into deep depression. Others actually contemplated suicide. And some people were really moved to being very anxious or really angry or suffering from a lot of anxiety. So, hopefully, the breathing techniques that I taught you helped you navigate through the month of May. Please keep in mind there's roughly 3 to 4 more days of that overflow energy as we approach our next new full moon, which is what we're going to discuss today. So, that moon, as we all know, is a super moon. Well, maybe not everyone knows, but it is. It's a super moon. Super full moon coming up in just a few days. And the I wanted essentially to ask you if you knew what a full moon is. I am doing live, and it looks like I'll probably be doing live an awful lot. So if I get a little tongue tied, just bear with me, okay? The super moon essentially means that as the moon orbits, it's closer to the planet Earth. Therefore, it appears larger. It's not larger as we know, it just appears larger because it's closer to us. Um, and when we have a super moon, it makes the waves in the ocean much more turbulent. Therefore, if you think about it as an emotional component with us, it makes our moods more turbulent if we're not aware of how to navigate our way through. So as everyone knows, all of my new supporters to my new YouTube channel knows that I am doing card read. And I do work with spirit before. I do prayers and I ask for direction of what the energies are going to bring up and how I can assist and help you and all of those that are watching the channel. So it's very interesting. I absolutely love how spirit works through us and through the energies, the elementals on our planet. So there's definitely an underlying theme which we're going to talk about. The first card that was drawn was the Dolphin. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. So if you think of a dolphin when you're watching the ocean and you see them come up, they're playful. For the most part, you think of, at least I do, I think of dolphins as being very playful, sweet animals, mammals rather. And they also represent, they're connected to the goddess Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and the goddess of wisdom. Um, Dolphins are known for delivering information, messages, messenger. They're also known for holding their breath for a long time as they come up out of the water. You know, they've got that little portal at the top of their head. So, dolphins are teaching through my Native American teachings, they're teaching us how to be more conscientious of our breath. Okay. And breathing is a huge part of dolphin, learning certain breath to help us navigate through more tumultuous times, help us navigate through things that are going on in the world today. My recommendation is watch very little TV as possible. The TV is so censored and the media is just it's almost like people that are watching the news constantly or television, they're being programmed unknowingly. So my advice is just watch fun movies downstreamed and be outdoors. So the next card that was drawn is, so what I also wanted to mention about the dolphin is that's connected to a feminine energy, right? Well, guess what came next? I just love it. It's the stag. Isn't that a beautiful picture? Okay, so the stag is a masculine energy. And in Native American, the cool thing about the stag is a few different things. In folklore, uh, oftentimes Indians or, civilized, civilizations, they, if they were hunting or whatnot, and a stag or a deer crossed their path and took off up in a different direction, they were known for chasing them. And the Native Americans said that they really felt like it was a messenger to bring them to an area where there was water or possibly more food for their people and shelter. So in Native American culture, the stag or the deer was known as almost like good luck, good fortune. Okay. It also has to do with masculinity, virility. Um, when you look at that gorgeous, masculine, yet elegant creature, the horns stand for the virility and also a portal. You can see the portal there. Okay. And we're actually entered into a portal today with today's the 11th. So that's a portal as well. Okay. So the stag is all about forward movement. It's about masculinity. It's about setting our goals, because fire is connected to the masculine energy. Okay. And fire is action. So setting our goals is what that has to do with. It also has to do with a man protecting his family, even if it means that a man has to die to protect their family. It's almost like it's in their DNA to fight and protect their family, right? Now, the next card that I drew, Spirit wanted me to draw all these cards. I know it's a lot more than I drew last few weeks ago. It's breathe. And this card is, it's basically playing off the dolphin. It's reminding us to be centered, have fun, enjoy life, but be centered and breathe. All right. The next card, again, I just love how spirit works, is yang, which is masculine energy again. So we got the water, fire playing here. It's just so cool. I just love it. All right. So yang is, again, it's masculine energy. So we are in the summery warm months now, correct? And fire can create anger in a person. The heat, the summer, the sun, when it's, especially in some areas, yesterday where I live, it was 110. So very warm weather. So when we know that we are up against energies, the world at large, the energies that are creating potential upset within us, the more we breathe, the more we eat nutritiously, the more we have positive self-talk within us, and not allow media to dictate what we can and cannot think emotionally, then we're liberating ourselves. So just keep that in mind with, the fire elements. The next card that was drawn is the Knight of Wands. Now, as you can see, it's red. So what do we have? We've got more fire element. And the wands, the Knight of Wands is all about delivering information. Um, let's go back here just a smidge. So essentially, ask yourself during this month to the following month of July, roughly 1 to 2 weeks into July, would be what do I want to achieve? That is one question. How far am I willing to go? So, what, with reason, what length are you willing to set your goal for? What does it mean for you personally? And what is my plan, my foundation to help me achieve this goal? So I always tell my students when I work with people is to set a realistic goal for yourself. Okay, but with all this fire in the month of June, it's definitely a month of a lot of action, a lot of action. We've got this super moon that kind of catapults and puts this into motion, into fruition. Okay, so make realistic goals for what it is that you want to achieve. All right. And again, I also always tell my students, you know what it is that you want the most in life, but just really sit back and think, okay, is this more about pleasing the ego, or is this about really honoring me and making me feel genuinely happy? Those are things you always want to consider when you're setting goals for yourself. Okay. The final card is the Judgment. Now, the Judgment card is not water or fire, but technically, the Judgment card is, well, first off, let me tell you a little bit about the Judgment card, what it's all about. There's a lot of different meanings, but there's one main focus, one main meaning on it. First off, it's about forgiving and releasing. All right. If we're holding on to anything within us, whatever that emotion is, whether it's from our childhood when we were younger, I believe in past lives, whether it's from a past life that we've carried on into this life because we did not resolve it in a past life, whatever it is, if it's anger towards someone that's really angered you, or someone that's excuse me, really hurt you, they're not serving us. It's heavy weight that needs to be released from our body. Okay. So the Judgment card is about releasing and forgiving. And that's essentially it. So I want to show the card again. So when we see, it almost looks like coffins, correct? All right. And that they're rising up out of the dark coffin, right? And you see what's up in the heavens. You see an angel blowing a trumpet, and they're rising up out of the coffin. So I equate that to the subconscious, what's lying under the surface that no longer serves us, that needs to be released and let go of. And some of us, our whole identity is wrapped around whatever this might be. So it's one of those things where you really need to contemplate and think about, okay, why am I holding on to this? Let it go. When you let it go, what's happening? You're liberating yourself. You're lightening the load. You're rising up out of the coffin, or self inflicted pain, your subconscious, whatever is beneath the surface. You're rising up out of it into the light. All right. So those are the energies that are affecting everyone on the planet. And these readings are specifically designed for those that are subscribing to my channel, which is, I'm so excited about this. And I want to see it grow and flourish. And I want to see you, my beautiful friends and family out there supporting this channel. I ultimately want to see you grow and flourish. Okay, so to recap, the cards that we drew, again, most of them are actually, I take that back, all of them are water and fire elements, masculine and feminine. Okay, water and fire. The judgment card, now let's think about this. I believe, I sense that the judgment card is both masculine and feminine. Now, why do I say this? I say this because it's not until we balance our masculine and feminine within us. Okay? When we learn to self-love, self-positive talk, and really balancing our energies within us, which does not happen overnight. It is a lifetime chore. But once we master all of these, it is the judgment card. Okay. So I really do hope that this has helped you. And I want you all to know that I will be uploading a couple videos within just the next couple of days. One is, I'll just touch on it briefly, as well as the video that I'm going to do is on, the factories that aren't producing breast milk for babies, for the mothers to feed their babies. And this is a huge topic that could go on and on and on. But in a nutshell, there are ingredients in this children's formula that has been fed to our babies for a very long time, is horrible for them to be drinking. It is full of vegetable oil, not from vegetables. Vegetable oil is a very cheap oil that's bad for our hearts. It's bad for everything within us. It's full of sugar. This baby formula is full of sugar. It's full of corn syrup, different corn products that's hard on the body, and fluoride. Now, I'm not going to go on and on and on, but fluoride is a chemical byproduct of nuclear waste. So you do the research yourself. They're putting this in our baby's formula. So I am going to be uploading a how to make your own breast milk for babies, or teach or send this video to mothers that have children so they can start making their own wonderful milk. I do realize what I just said. Make your own breast milk. Not what I meant to say. Make your own formula for your babies. They're going to get healthier. They're going to thrive from this milk. So I think as time is progressively changing, we're upgrading by learning what's better for us. Okay. The other thing that I'll be uploading within the next couple of days is the identifying factors of self-love versus ego. How can we know when we're loving ourselves versus, oh, is this ego? Okay, so stay tuned for that. I'll be uploading those soon. Thank you again so very much. I really appreciated you supporting my channel, and I'll see you later. I love you, my family. Bye.